host. Welcome back, everybody, to Barely D&D. This is your sort of Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
That
I am your very unreligious cleric, and maybe I'll try again this session. You don't know. I don't know. Maybe Zach knows.
I kind of thought you were going to go on a longer tirade, and I got myself a handful of popcorn, and then you stopped succinctly, which was good. It was a good intro, but then I was like, uh-oh, I've got a handful of popcorn. I really want to put it in my mouth. This is barely D&D. It's interesting the very different energies we get for whoever's doing the intro. If I do it, it's all like, oh, hey, friendly, relaxed, but also kind of doing a lot. If Mika does it, it's like, hi, even positive tone, welcome, can I take your order? If Jackie gets it, it's like, immediate high tone, high energy, fading to calm. Welcome to the beginning of my YouTube video. And when Abby does it, it's just like, hey, hi, I passed you on the street. How's it going? I don't know.
How accurate that is.
That is. The welcome you say when it starts is a welcome I've only ever heard someone start a video with. But not to call you out.
And it's always the same pitch. I do the exact same pitch every time.
And it's a pitch I've only ever heard you hit when starting a video.
Yep.
But, anywho, there's no judgment.
I think it's the same pitch, actually, that I hit with my intro. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Barely D. Oh, my God. Yep. Get me out of here.
Yeah, Jickle, I think you had oh man, I like that. See, Mika went to Michael and then turned into Mickle, and now I've called you Jickle, and I like that. Jickle, did you have a letter question?
Can I be Jekyll, like Jekyll and Hyde, please?
Jackal when you're doing good, Jickle when you've done something naughty.
You just said Jackal and
Mika?
Jickle.
Yes, please, keep that up.
Mika, you can't do all your hard laps when you're muted. It makes it sound like
I'm sorry. I have a cat that's rolling around. I don't want her to hurt the mic.
True.
Oh, first of all,
Jackal, you had a question?
Yeah, how many? Well, this is a question. How many? What level did we go up on that one? Do we need to put a little thing, or do we want to just do it at the end of this one?
I'm counting it up. We'll do it at the end, but a very valid question.
Sounds good. Okay. My question is, and I can't remember if we've done this or not, so just yell at me if we have. What? If your character were in the our world, what would be it doesn't have to be their ultimate favorite, but what would be one of their favorite books or book series?
Good. I can't remember if we've done that.
I can't remember, and it sounds great. Who's the DM NPC?
Oh, that's a good question. Can we do the guy we just met?
Oh, do you know his name?
This?
Then I guess you can't. Oops.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll cooperate. We can do.
Wait,
him.
What about Ezra? We can do Ezra.
Okay, we'll do Ezra. Unless Abby doesn't want to. Okay. Archivist Ezra. Understood. Skippity bang 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 bang.
Wait, so we're doing like real book.
Yeah, like our world.
We're referencing media.
Unless you want to do a book in Yellowbin, I guess. I don't know.
But I feel like we have done
our
that.
Our world makes more sense. Yeah. Let's start with Mika because she seems the least prepared.
Is it book and
why would you do that to me?
No, a book or book series.
A book or book series.
Yeah.
10-4.
I can totally show you. I know what it is. It's a book that y'all are not familiar with, but I am. It's called What You Feel, You Can Heal.
I love that.
It's hold on, I actually have it. Second.
I realized
this book was made in the okay, Ollie, you gotta move out of the way. This book was made in the probably like 90s, maybe 80s, and it's got little cartoons in it that depict feelings, and it's like, but it's also weirdly, it's just weird. My counselor suggested it when I was in counseling a while ago, and I didn't like it very much. No hate to the author, but I think it'd be perfect for Craig because it's like processing your feelings, but like dumbed down a lot. Yeah,
Nice.
That is nice. I kind of want to look at that, Mikey. That sounds really fun.
it makes me kind of mad because for some reason they always draw the women a little bit like overly sexualized.
Oh.
Well, you feel you
So-
can feel. Unfortunately, you cannot feel misogyny.
That one's just a little too deep in the iceberg if you could think about it. See? That's the ice. It's the iceberg that they talk about. It's just too deep. They haven't thought that one. Anyways.
Yeah, that one's further down in the ice. Yeah, don't worry.
misogyny.
When it melts, we can solve misogyny.
Amen.
We'll all be
That's the
living
next
on
book.
Three tiny islands, and the oceans will be too warm to swim in, but women will be able to live happily.
Yep.
What?
Just exist without being made sexual. Anyways,
Can't wait for the oceans to melt so we can get to that iceberg.
that's my favorite iceberg. Everyone else, your turn.
I asked this question and I don't know my answer, to be honest.
Well, anybody
Okay, so that's
else?
what happens when I don't call someone out. Jackie.
we just our nose goes.
I already went.
Oh, she
Your
did
turn, Zach.
invoke nose goes. It is now you,
turn.
Greta. I'm sorry, I'm
That's
DM. That's immune. Greta, it's you.
That doesn't.
Joke's on
I
you.
don't
My
know
nose is always gone.
I don't know if
Voldemort?
readers, big shout out to readers. Listeners,
What?
big shout out to you if you know this book. It is called Trout Fishing in America by Richard Brautigan. Richard Brautigan was he's kind of considered, like, based on what I've read, the last of the beats and the first of the hippies is kind of like his tagline. And Trout Fishing in America was like a big hit it was like the hip book with the hippie generation. But it's basically, he wrote it during a camping trip with his wife and infant baby. Who, the only problem with the book is that anytime he mentions this woman that he is married to and has a child with, he refers to her as my woman, or one time he refers to her as the woman that I'm traveling. This person who is his wife and the mother of his child is dubbed the woman that I'm traveling with, which I thought was like really funny. But anyway, the book is
Sounds like Abby hasn't gotten to the bottom of her own iceberg.
it's a like kind of disjointed. It's very like the cover of the book when it came out was just a photograph of the author and like a woman sitting in like a statue and sitting in like a park in front of a statue of Benjamin Franklin.
Well,
And
it
the
was
first.
it was the author and the woman he was traveling with, right?
Yeah. Well, we don't know. I have to assume that
Thank you, Micah. That was a callback.
he like the first chapter of the book is titled "The Cover of Trout Fishing in America," and it just talks about the cover of the book, and it's just no text, just this photograph is the cover of the book. And like throughout the book, there's like trout fishing in America is like a character. There's a like a homeless person who doesn't have any legs, and his name is Trout Fishing in America Shorty, and he's a character in the book. There's like Trout Fishing America is like a general in the CIA. There's like there's like all these different chapters interspersed throughout, and the chapters are like a page or two, maybe sometimes 3 or 4. So it's like the title of the book is this reoccurring, like it reoccurs as like a recipe. It's an address in Alaska. It's like it's a
Fascinating.
chef. But then it's also just there's lots of scenes of the narrator, who's kind of assumed to be the guy, Richard Brautigan, like just he's unnamed, but he's like just going fishing, like hitchhiking to the fishing hole, hiking up with his baby and his wife to go. It's like mix. It's like
Not
these
wife.
yeah, all of these descriptions of like trout fishing mixed in with all of these like weird comparisons, like trout. I'm sorry, I started talking
No,
about
it's
it.
cool.
No, I like that. Just
It's
like
something
a little bit of hallucinogenics used in the writing of it. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's a scene where he goes to like a consignment place, and they have like waterfalls for sale and like trout streams for sale, and it's like 5 cents for the first 100 yards, and then it's 25 cents, and the bugs are free if you buy 100 yards, but the birds are extra, and it's
What? That's fascinating.
Eh?
That sounds really good. I can see how that would mean a lot to Greta.
Yeah.
yeah. I read it recently and it's very good, and I'm interested in that movement, so I think Greta would be too.
I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
That's it. I just think Greta would be interested in the beat poets, and I am also.
When you started to describe the titles by which he was referring to his wife, when he said "my woman," I was like, I was desperately trying to convince myself. I was like, that could be affectionate. That could be affectionate. And then you got to the woman I'm traveling with, and I'm like, God, there's no hope for you, Robert.
It's such a, like my woman is bad, but the woman I'm traveling with is just like so like
awful.
Like just like
disrespectful.
Yeah,
just disrespectful.
For my child, I live with.
I mean, when you said "my woman," that's obviously misogynistic, but there was this little hopeful, probably unhealthy part of my brain that was like, maybe it's like, hey, that's my lady.
No, because
then it wasn't.
Like, my lady.
Like, my love is sweet,
right?
But but yeah.
Or like someone going like, "That's my man." Like that could be cute, and then it wasn't. And that's the story of history. That could be cute, and then it wasn't.
And then it wasn't.
Sorry,
Jaci,
I talked wrong.
What's Rose? Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Jickle, what's Rose?
I thought you were gonna change how you called her Grow.
Jickle, I love it. Jickle, what's Grickles?
I wanted to.
Oh my gosh.
Jickle, what's
I feel like she would really be one that reads like she would want to read all the banned books. I feel like she would be like a fan of like 1984 Animal Farm. She'd be really into this like anti-government stuff.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would she read like children's books that were banned too? Like My Two Dads?
She would read any book that the Kefkins or in real life told her that she couldn't read. She would be like, "Well, I'm gonna read it."
Like, actually, I've read it already, and I own 2 copies. One of them is on loan to my friend.
I think she would also.
I'm photocopying another one to share online.
I think she would really be a fan of the Hunger Games series.
Yeah.
And I just read, I was telling Abby this, I just read the newest one, and it's incredible. I think it's my second favorite out of the 5 books, and it's always been one of my favorite series. But I think she would really enjoy Katniss because she is this kind of, she fights, the big bad. She, I think she would kind of be like this interesting role model to Rowena almost, because like she sings too. She's musical. She's kind of a bard.
Yeah, I love that.
There's kind of a vibe there that I think that Rowena would really look up to. I mean, she's like a 16-year-old girl, but Ro would be like, yes, queen. But yeah, I just wanted to, this is like a tiny, tiny, tiny tangent, but I was trying to remember a certain book. And so I was looking up banned books because I was trying to remember one to say that Ro would like. And when I did this list, all I did was say like banned books, and it took me to a Wikipedia page, and a banned book on the list was called Rowena Goes Too Far.
What?
And
Oh.
I just think, and it's a,
Whoa.
it came out in
Whoa.
1931 and it was in Australia and it was banned after the first publishing. And I just have to say, I think that's really interesting that I was looking for my character Rowena, which is not a common name.
Yeah, that's
and for that to
crazy.
pop up, and I just want to read a tiny little excerpt of what it says it follows. It says the story follows Lady Rowena and her acquaintances during a certain part of her life. Basically, like just her like meeting new people along the way, her traveling, her finding herself. And we see how an early tragedy in her life has set herself up to unleash chaos on the world.
Oh my gosh.
To fill a void in her heart. And I was like, I'm sorry, did someone write my story in 1931?
Crazy.
Well, why was it banned?
What in the world?
They said it was just a little too risque. There's some cursing in it and unmarried relations and women wishing
a woman has
to
an
be
independent thought.
Oh, and women wishing to be unmarried. And moody women.
The fact that Abby and I both did at the same time.
But I just think that's insane. So I had to share that with you guys that popped up for me. I would love to find, if anyone knows where to find a copy, because apparently like it was only published once and then copies were never reprinted. Crazy. So that's crazy because that's really similar. Rowena Goes Too Far.
Except that I guess it would have been Rowena Goes Too Far.
Yeah, Rowena Goes Too Far.
Rowena Goes Too Far, Chapter 1. Jickle, what's your grickle?
But I just thought that was really, really interesting. And so I would say maybe that would be her favorite book because she would be like, this me.
Okay. Made me really happy.
Anyway.
I really like when I've gotten to a place where a really high form of affection for me is when I can give someone a nickname that's true nonsense, like Jickle or Grabby, or the way that the thing I call Maya most often is like Mimu or something.
No.
Or I call Hafa Lafa. But I had a coworker I used to work with who I know you're never going to listen to this, Liz, but I used to work with a coworker, Liz. Shout out to Liz. She was the best. And we called her, it just came out one day after we've been working together for like a year and a half. We were buddies, and she hated it so much. It's like almost the only thing we called her for the next 2 years in like a, we're your friends, this is okay way. We just called her Schliz.
Oh my god.
We called her Schliz. Like almost. I mean, if something really professional was happening, we'd call her Liz. It got to the point where like when we would have clinic meetings, we'd refer like everyone except like the head chiropractor would refer to her as Schliz. And eventually like it quit bothering her. She was just like, yeah, Schliz, that's me. And like she'd like answer to it. She referred to herself as Schliz once. It was so funny.
I am Schliz.
I am the Schliz. She's not the Schliz that we deserved, but she's the Schliz we needed right now.
Becky, I'm trying really hard to find your book, but my keyboard isn't working, so I can't.
Archivist Ezra.
You don't have to work on this right now, Abby.
I'm gonna find it.
Archivist Ezra.
Find a book. I mean, the only book that I couldn't find was the creepy UK early versions of Twilight. If anybody out there has one of those, I want. It is so cool. They look really, really funky.
Interesting.
If my keyboard ever works. Okay.
You described something as Twilight but creepier?
Yeah.
I said that. Archivist Ezra. I think Archivist Ezra would be into some really well-written romance fantasy.
You have to name a book.
And so here's the thing. I'm one book into the ACOTAR series, into A Court of Thorns and Roses. And the first book was really well written, but also I cared so very little about the romance. So I think Archivist Ezra would just be really into that series because it's very well written, and I think she would like. I think as someone who studies the world but doesn't necessarily go out into it, she would love the idea of someone like experiencing all of that, especially being suddenly thrust into it. And then I think, I don't know why, but I have decided she'd be into the romance of it all.
Was she someone that would like a slow burn romance?
If it was well done, yes.
She would like the Winter's because it's incredible world building. The character is kind of like completely like out of the blue and kind of like against her will, like shoved into this crazy world, crazy situations. The best romance I've ever read.
Wait, what is it called?
Called Winter's Promise. Hafa has a.
Winter's Promise?
Yeah.
Isn't that the French book?
Oh, you told me about that one.
Yeah.
I have that on my list.
It's kind of like steampunk fantasy a little bit. They live on floating islands. I love the magic system. The pantheon is incredible, so interesting, but like also revealed very slowly.
Oh, cool.
It has like adventure, a really, really like Mr. Darcy and Lizzie type romance. Slow burn.
You mean Slizzy?
There's
Sorry.
There's like interesting politics. There's suspense. All of the side characters are like so like outlandish and interesting in their own ways.
Dang. Okay,
it's incredible.
Promise. I wrote that down. Well, because Avatar is dope, but man, do I not care about the romances. So I really like. I'm like.
Oh, I thought you said Avatar for a second. You said
Akatar.
Well,
I mean, no, Akatar is really well written, and I truly could not care less about the romances. So that makes me want to be into Winter's Promise because I love romantic things. I just don't know.
This one is like it's 4 books long, and they like hate each other for at least the first book and a half.
Dope.
Okay. Nice. Okay. It's so good. When I finished, I think the 3rd book, I was so excited. I was like hyperventilating and sobbing, and I couldn't breathe right, which doesn't happen for me.
Okay. That's all right, guys. That's the goal. By the end of this campaign, we have to get her hyperventilating and sobbing.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. We've gotten you pretty close to that. I don't know.
Pretty close.
Maybe we've done that. I
think I have sobbed on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know that. Okay, guys, we have to do it. We have to lap her. But anywho, that's an intro. I don't know what it is. I think maybe we all just missed each other. We talked way too long at the beginning of both of these.
I love
To begin the discussion, this is episode 135 of the Accidental Adventures for the Nerds Who Not Take.
I don't like that you're sounding like Viscit a bit. Please don't.
Oh, I thought it was a little.
This is episode 135. Oops, hi, it's me, Old Viscit. Okay, here's the thing. I have alternate titles for this session.
Oh.
And so I'm just not going to tell you which one it is until we have moved further forward and figured out what it is. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. For now, the title is A Curated Curse.
Oh.
And perhaps it shall change. Okay. It is a level 12 adventure, 3488 Police Butter. Or post-birth. C. Hadrond the second, still top up. Or toe pop.
I like top up.
I like top up.
I really like it. It's fun to say. I like the word.
I want to name a little turtle or frog top up.
Oh, top up.
And then just hey, top up.
Fun, guys. We resume. We resume. Oh, I didn't like what Abby did with her tongue. We resume a short time after. Yes, that made me uncomfy. Again, it's not fair, but when I do my funniest jokes, Micah and Abby just go quiet. And so it sounds like silence, but they're laughing really hard. You can't hear it.
My laugh is just I just laugh
you just helicopter.
She just opens her mouth and just
the helicopter blades just go.
That was good.
She's doing it right now.
My chest my muscles in my chest close up and it's like just
you just hit a little. So anywho, the fun guys have just. The fun guys have just gotten done discussing with each other how it is they would like to go about this council to which they've been invited by the High Curator, and that's where they are. That's where they are in all this. So,
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Were there? You said there was a vast different group of people. Were there any half dryads around?
You did not see.
Okay, I was just curious.
I mean, as we've established, your ethnicity is exceedingly rare in this world.
I know. I was just curious if,
You
like,
get the feeling
they
the
were
vast majority of them.
knowledge.
Not only are you so uncommon, but the vast majority of you exist almost solely in Agba.
So you would call us a super rare magic item.
No, and this is important because they're not
Legendary.
items, you're people. Welcome
I'm a
to episode
legendary
135.
magic item.
Jackie learns about objectification.
Oh my gosh.
Today we melt her iceberg.
Rowena goes too far.
Yes, Jackie. Good, call back. Put the jickle in the grickle, girl. We like it.
No! Okay.
What did you say?
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
On one of Rose's hands, tattooed on the knuckles without the G is jickle, on the other one is grickle.
No.
Hit him with the jickle grickle. Okay.
Oh. I'm finding that I'm quite nervous this episode, and I was like, on the break, I was like, oh, I'm feeling a little nervous, and I'm realizing that knitting is very soothing, because I was
That's
like,
good.
I want to knit.
Given the sheer number of sessions you've knitted through, I'm kind of amazed that's something you're realizing now, but fair enough.
Well, I'm not normally like stressed about our session, but I'm
Oh, I
like,
see what you're
there's
saying.
so much pressure, I should knit.
There's so much pressure, I should knit. That should be on
Oh
the shirt.
yeah.
Okay, so what's the party doing? Because this is still fully up to y'all.
Okay.
Greta, take the lead. Take it from our hands. We'll talk to that one person about secrets.
All I can hear is Cletus take the reel, but fair enough.
Who? Oh.
That's a homeschool cut.
I know what it is.
I guess. Okay. So we finished our conversation. I'm gonna turn to the group, right? And I'm gonna say, okay, are you guys ready to talk to the librarians?
Oh, I'm ready to just drop some knowledge.
Let's go chat.
Did you say
Ready
the
to-
librarians?
Yeah, I think we're gonna talk to the librarian.
Aren't you guys called curators?
Yes.
The new curator says.
Do you think they have librarians also?
Probably. There's probably little books in here somewhere. I mean, you like books.
That'll
I'm
be
sure
our
they
reward.
Maybe like
This is just a bunch of U's in different shapes and sizes.
I love the energy Rose coming back into this with.
No.
What an
We
9-year-old
should try to
nerd.
find someone who speaks Celestial and get them to
That-
teach us some.
Greta, I'm pretty sure the dude with the 5 eyes probably knows Celestial.
Probably.
Did you call
Maybe.
5 eyes?
No. Yeah, he had glass. He had double glasses.
Greg's over there counting.
He had
It's glasses, but then one in the middle. A monocle.
No, I don't know if we could talk to them, but we definitely cannot talk to them. I'm looking at it now. But maybe they could teach us some basics now.
I made
mean-
the wrong energy in the studio
mean,
today, and
I
I'm
know-
sorry.
We talk to them, but we cannot talk to them.
Rose says, well, I mean, I know how to say, I know how to say apple, and I know how to say boat.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the pronunciation is still so off. Apple.
Yeah, but they'll be able to figure out his apple.
The
that's
pronunciation
16-year
is
log
off on
rolling.
half of your word.
Yeah,
Try-
but my pronunciation isn't right
Fair
with
enough.
my Zedian accent half the time either.
And having some amount of faith that there's probably a lot of session here that could be important, then the party does something.
Greta, I guess, touches her symbol, and
It's a singing stone.
I don't know.
Greta,
He
what do
said
you
I
do?
could call him with it, but I don't know. I touch my sending stone. No, I touch my symbol, and I say, hello, we are ready. Where should we go?
Okay, as you touch your symbol, you feel a slight weight in your chest.
Oh.
Very, very slight, as if someone was just pushing a finger into the middle of your sternum very lightly. And a moment after, you inquire, you hear in your head, excellent, Curator. Do you wish to meet in the library, or do you find that this is a truly private conversation you would like to have in the council's chambers?
I think the council's chambers is best.
Excellent. Turn the corner into the main hall space and travel to the two arches at the end of the hallway. You will use the one on your right.
Thank you. And she relays that to the group and leads the way.
Okay. Greta, you all walk out of the space. As you move, at this point, like crossing past this great main connecting nexus chamber, you see that you move past the immense bonfire. And on the opposite side, as you move on that further side of that training chamber, Craig, you can see across the way, there's just more of that physical training. Wow, they are, like, people are working in there. There are people all along one stone wall. Like, this is quite a distance away. You're making it out vaguely, but there are people doing what appear to be handstand push-ups up against the wall. There are individuals running. There are people, like, sparring in the sand. I mean, people are fighting. This is hard training here.
Can I do that?
Craig looks at his hands and wonders. You all also, on your way to that space, on your left next to the training center, you pass an archway into what has to be, just from the sheer, I mean, again, things get kind of far, but in the sheer distance you can see forward and where it must spread out to the sides, an incomprehensibly large library. Just immense. It looks like it has like you see rows and stacks of shelves that just continue on and on and on and on and on, and they all look like 20 or 30 feet tall at this distance, and they just continue further and further down. This looks like a huge repository for knowledge, but you pass by that place, and as you move to the end of the chamber, there are these two archways on the right, and very interestingly, here also there are no doors. And to the right, you just find that it is just an open archway, in the very middle of which there is, like maybe 40 feet beyond, there is another stone room, smooth, not much more to it, and there is a very broad, round stone table at which are gathered, fairly well made but not particularly ordained, wooden chairs, and it's just a speaking space. And gathered there are a number of individuals. And it's just like a mere 40 feet beyond the main chamber, but that's where it is. You all move toward it. And, I mean, as you all head straight in, Greta, as you get close, the symbol on your chest thrums very slightly. And then an otherwise invisible barrier you had not seen, just like a field of force, just like sort of apparates and separates in front of you. As if to signal that had you not been wearing that symbol, you would have not been able to pass beyond it. And the party just kind of passes by, again, very importantly, from Craig, and also from Bazz. Just ceremoniously walking into the space, and the field seems to close behind you. And you also find that once you pass beyond it, you can't hear anything from behind you again.
Nice.
So it
Cool.
seems like this place is impermeable and rather soundproof. And you all pass into this main chamber, and seated around the table, let's see, let's go with this one now. Seated around the chamber are you see at kind of one head of the table. It's just a perfectly round table, but at sort of the opposite side of it is the High Curator you met previously. He's seated upright and tall, very, very tall, in a high-backed wooden chair, his wings splayed to either side but tucked behind him. He's resting his hands steepled on the table. To the right of him is another individual in similarly highly adorned vestments, and she is also wearing a symbol with 5 eyes. So it appears there are 2 High Curators. She is much smaller than he is. She looks like she has both dwarven and more common human characteristics. So she's shorter and more diminutive. She has stocky features. She's very thick and squat and has wiry hair pulled into a bundled bun, and her hair is shocked white. And she looks quite old. She does not look young. But there's a strange force and energy to her. She doesn't look decrepit. She doesn't look out of use. There's a strange vitality and sharpness to her eyes. She has sort of light brown skin, monolid eyes, and sort of like a broad, kind of slightly snubbed upward nose, and she has a very calm, placid demeanor, and she's in similar vestments. And her 5-eyed necklace has in the center of it a gemstone inset. It's like a pink sapphire, and the metal of hers is like a kind of rose gold color. And where she sits on the table, no one else notices this, but Craig, you do. She has her hands are thick, and each of her digits is a little thicker than it would naturally be. The broad of her hand is a little thick. It's like these hands have been worked quite a bit all her life, and you can see that you can't see the underside of her hands, but even where her hands are folded together, there are calluses on the back, on the knuckles of her hands. You all have gathered from your time here that there is a very clerical side to this order and a very monastic side to this order, and that both are somewhat religious and both are very educated in similar goals, but some are more trained spiritually, some are more trained physically, and all are trained mentally. And you get the feeling that she might be ahead of the physical side of this order. And then lining the table at either side are 4 on one side, 4 on the other. So there's 10 figures seated around the table. Are other individuals who have vestments that look like sort of very slightly. Figures of repute here do not seem greatly adorned, immensely artistically presented. There's not a lot of gaudy grandeur here. Not much that's garish, but the individuals who must be the other curators, a step down from the High Curators, 4 on either side flanking them, are dressed in slightly lesser vestments, similar, but slightly lesser, and each of them has symbols with 4 eyes in it, like yours. But none of them, they're all iron. You're the only one with this gold 4-eyed symbol. And the table is very complete with the 10 chairs. And you can see where the chairs have been moved slightly, and another one has been brought up for you. And then stools have been, benches have been brought in and put to either side for the rest of the fun guys to kind of awkwardly sit down, because the space wasn't necessarily made for them, but accommodations have been presented. And some individuals here have glasses, true glass of water. But otherwise, there's not much with them. And there are a number. What's interesting about the stone table is it's not just perfectly flat. There are grooves in the stone where one could easily stack books to a certain width. And to the right of each person's chair, and then to the left, there are slots slots where you could put like tubes for scrolls, as if people like are intended to be able to come in with like text and lay them down. And there's a very broad area in the middle with a square outcut where like one could splay out a map.
That's cool.
And also lining the walls all the way from one end to the other of this domed room. They're very into like the semicircles here, the half circles. Is just text. Someone has carved text all around the room and the walls. A bit hard to see what from here. And there's just this space, and people are no longer quite aligned with the slots and the spaces they need, because the chairs have been moved. But you are provided this seat at this table where apparently you belong. And Greta, everyone waits on you. There's some neutral expressions, but some slight smiles. When you walk in, everyone in the room looks at you and does that slow blink.
I blink back at the woman sitting next to the man we met earlier. But I look at, I don't know how to blink to everyone else.
Sure. You get the feeling people are not expected to.
Okay. I guess I go up to the chair and sit down. All right, I like nod to the group and then walk.
Greta,
make sure that my
kick a little off the floor as the chair's a bit too tall for you. And fun guys, there's just like a bench nearby, and you guys all have to kind of squeeze together on it. Tello just stands awkwardly by Greta's chair instead of sitting down.
Wait. And I was over on the bench. And I was over on the bench. Because I was over on the bench, you know? Because I was
They were over on the bench.
They were over on the bench.
Begrudging inspiration. Also, whoever changed the chat name to Jickle Grickle, I love it.
That was me.
Yeah, that's right, it was. Episode 135, Jickle the Grickle. The high curator previously you met, whose name we still do not know, gestures to everyone, and gestures across the table to you and says, to here, this council of the students of Ion, we welcome the not in our order raised, but indoctrinated and inducted Curator Small Star.
Aww.
Please take your seat at the table. You're already in when you get the feeling that this gesture is metaphorical. She says, I am aware that this is far outside of our typical process. That Gretta has not passed through our order, our ways. And I understand. And he's not now speaking directly to you, he's speaking more to the people around. That a great deal of this is disquieting. And people here seem to have a fairly good ability to keep neutrality on their face. That they're less expressive than some bodies you've interacted with. But you can see that now, as you study, there are some slightly sideways glances at you. And you can make an insight check if you like, but you don't have to.
I would love. I want.
Okay. And he continues.
It's going to be another 18.
Oh, unless you have it already. 18?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a super high DC. I mean, there might be layers here you can't fully read, but at the very simplest, you can put together that this is clearly a very disciplined and structured society, and you get the feeling that there haven't been a lot of use, if any, of people who just walk in at the kind of top of it. And you get the feeling that, I mean, there could certainly be resentment of position, but just even more just like doubt for something that is so outside of the way. And he continues and he says, but it is upon our fundamental source of wisdom that we rely here. If the knowing mistress is elected to our company, Curator Small Star, we shall respect her decision. And we shall welcome the small star and seek that which she brings to our table. And as he looks to you, he temples his fingers, steeples them. And also, Micah, you are hanging in like a champ. Be with us for as long as you can. But also, whenever you got to go to bed, because you rubbed those eyes so hard they almost came out of your face.
I might be having an allergic reaction to the cats. I should not have had my cat in front of me. So I may need to go because of that, because my eyes are getting...
Okay. Well, I'm really sorry about that, buddy. We love you and good night.
Let it happen.
We love you and we're sorry.
Good night. It's
I love you,
okay.
Micah.
Love you and we're sorry.
Keep me posted. Also, no matter how much candy they offer you, don't stay with them, okay? Okay?
Oh.
What
Okay.
a weird thing to make your
Okay,
last
Craig.
statement. Micah, just remember, Jickle the Grickle.
Oh,
Jickle the Grickle. You heard it here.
Jickle the Grickle.
I love you guys.
Love you too. Sleep well, Micah.
And then there were 3. After he finishes that statement, the High Curator to his left, y'all's right, she leans forward and she says, oh my goodness, is that a Bob's Burgers blanket? That's dope, Jackie. She leans forward and says, again, we see how difficult this might be, but we welcome anyone guided by the mistress. What we do not understand now, we will understand in time. And many of the curators around the table seem to take a lot of heed to that credence. Even those who seem to maintain a very slightward glance at you. Seem to, this must be some sort of a well-founded piece of wisdom from among them. And with that, they all look to you, and she continues and she says, Curator Smallstar, please, tell us, what have you come here to seek? What is your purpose? And how may we serve the mission upon which Our Lady of Wisdom has sent you?
Gretta, she nods. She's gonna take... Okay. Hold on.
No rush. This isn't the rush music.
Rush music. She's... She's gonna say, I was recently in attendance of a different council, and a council far away from this world, and they asked me to bring you a book.
There are many exchanged glances, but listening ears.
For myself, I understand that this is different, and that I am here through unorthodox methods. I hope that my strange acquaintance is not worrisome, and I'm grateful to be here after weeks of curiosity. I think we haven't had the same worries, but I've been in the dark as you have. I reached out for guidance, and in the hope of a knowledge that could put me on the right path. And Ian answered, And that is all I know besides the rumors I've managed to gather in my travels of this place. I'm hoping to learn your ways and learn the details of my clerical duty.
The reactions around the table are variable, but people seem to be very carefully considering what you're saying. It strikes you that this is not a group of people who jump to things very quickly. And in addition, even as you sit at this table, you consider that ingesting the small portion of their process, which seems so based around, even initially, around discussion, and you're struck by the fact that there is an even number of positions here. An even number of high curators, an even number of curators. That this must not be a body which comes to decisions of majority, but decisions of consensus. And that much like the rest of their way here, they're likely prone to really sit and work things out. You know, that this doesn't seem to be a group of people who make... This is the anti-Bazz council. They don't... They, you know, nothing's done quickly and nothing's done unilaterally. There are a series of nods and an inquisitive look from the female high curator, whose name we still don't know, and she says, "And what is this book that you say you've been bid to bring?"
Gretta pulls out the Book of Secrets and puts it as far as she can reach in the middle of the table.
You get the book no more than an inch over the table before the air leaves the room. Stillness takes this council. I mean, literally people freeze. And this book is untitled. It has no particularly significant iconography, but as you lay it down on the table, there are like one or two exchanged glances from curators who seem to be determining if this might be what it is, but as even these wayward glances reach harbor in the almost shocked expressions of the high curators, saying that their quandary is tacitly confirmed, and everyone just turns to you in stunned silence. The one, you guys should really ask their names. I'm just going to keep calling them the different high curators. The male high curator.
Haven't gotten a chance yet.
With his mouth agape.
I don't want to interrupt.
Looks for a moment kind of aghast. I mean, that's too strong of a word. Just stunned a moment. And turns to the curator to his left. And he really has to look down at her and her up at him. And they just exchange a glance. It occurs to you, however old these individuals might be, everything here feels very fluid. That these are individuals who have spent so much time working together that this is a well-worked groove, you know. And they, I mean, perhaps they are communicating in their minds, but if not telepathy, these just appear to be people who can read each other exceptionally well. And as they share a long glance, he reaches back forward and he just gestures a hand. His symbol just lights up, like light just kind of traces itself across its shape very quickly. And he mutters something, and the book is kind of lifted by an invisible mage hand to the middle of the table and placed down in the middle. He looks up at you and he says, "You've brought the book of secrets. This text was not missing from our library, but from hers."
Oh.
Whoa.
And there's just a paused air in the room. And the other curator just kind of interlaces her fingers and rests her chin on her thick knuckles As this long breath gets taken in the room, she says, "This is perhaps among the most important articles ever brought here. We are dedicated to preserving, cataloging, and studying all knowledge and truth in Yalabrit. It has been generations since any among us were tasked not to keep safe what was brought in here, but to vary it to its extra material destination. You have brought us Curator Smallstar, perhaps among the most important reliquaries of this age." She, it's crazy. She doesn't turn her head. She just glances slightly in her periphery toward the other high curator, and he does the same at the same time. The relationship, whatever it is that exists between these two, is deep. There might be even like a mental connection. There's just like a quick dart of eyes, and then she continues and she says, "We will have to organize a planar crossing soon. We must petition." And she turns to him fully, and he nods and just continues the sentence and says, "I must beseech a council with the mistress. Curator Smallstar. Well done. Thank you." And many of those sideways glances from the room have just melted away, found other places. And as he gestures the hand again, the book slides kind of to in front of them, but neither of them place their hands on it. And a curious look flashes across the taller curator's face, and he looks up to you and says, "Have you opened the book, Curator Smallstar?"
Greta very quickly glances to her party and then back. It was opened for me.
There are so many exchanged glances across this room. And the other curator, she leans forward and she says, "It was opened by one who could read it."
Yes.
"Who read from this book?"
I read from it, and let me look up the name.
You could hear a spider fart in this room. You what, baby?
Oh, come here, Coda.
Oh, that's so like calling the teacher mom. I'm so sorry. No, don't.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I was so.
I talked to Hoffa.
We're not laughing.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm very scared of accidentally calling people baby or amor because I'm always saying that to Hoffa. This is weird. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Don't feel bad.
Okay.
We've all done it. It's no big deal.
Hey.
Yeah.
I know,
We're
but I've just been
chill.
quietly
We're
dreading
all
until I do
friends.
that to someone, and I did it. I'm glad.
Hey, at least it was to Abby and not
Yeah, at least it wasn't
students
like,
or fellow teachers.
like
I've been so scared that I would turn to one of my students and be like, "What was that, Amo?" And be like, "No, not you." God, thank you guys for taking that graciously. What was that, Abby? Just gonna have to call everybody
DM.
Jickle Grickle.
Can you help me clarify? I read from the book, correct?
You did, Bazz did, Ro did, and Craig did.
Kisiegi is who
Kisiegi,
did
Thuras,
yours.
Sequisadius
Yeah.
and Yellicton opened it for each of you.
Okay. Thank you. I feel like I should know that, but I appreciate it.
No, it's okay. There's some
so
things in
Gretta
this that are a
says-
little interpretable.
Greta says, I read from it. Chitsia Gigi opened it for me.
Just looks. Just every time you say something, people are just like, okay, just looking back and forth to each other. The Sealy Court was in possession of this. You spoke with the Curious Wanderer. You earned the favor of the Sealy Court.
She nods. And she says, she looks back to her party and she says, all of us did.
Ro nods and like raises her hand and like elbows Craig and Bazz to be like.
Craig just raises a loud arm.
Yeah.
Bazz raises an arm but jingles one of his feet so that they go ding 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 at the same time. Tello keeps both his hands down and just shakes his head. You get the feeling that these people are almost trained to be unflappable, not to be aloof, just to take things unemotionally. And there are two different curators with their mouths just agape, their eyes shot. That is remarkable. What did you inquire of the book?
Greta thinks for a minute. Her eyes look upwards at the ceiling. I asked if I was responsible for a beloved friend's death.
There's somber nods. The shorter Shoddy turns to the fun guys because we don't know her name. And
Shoddy's like a
says,
melody.
And each of you, there might be introductions in order. Who are you all?
I'm Rowena Greenbottle.
Nods at this name.
Oh.
And oh yeah, right. Bazz goes, I'm Bazz.
You want me to do it so you don't have to talk to?
And then Craig goes, I'm Craig Dundley. My wife's name is Kat. And then Tello goes, I'm Telundar. Yep. And
I say sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. This is your moment.
I say we're called the Fun Guys as a group.
there are more nods and confirmation. And Shoddy continues and she says, gotta ask it.
Wait,
Shoddy continues
can
and
I?
she says, yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
we didn't catch your names, and she slow blinks to all of them.
Aw.
The curators turn to the high curators, and the female curator says, I am High Curator Athet. And that is spelled, I mean, you guys know how to spell High Curator, but then A-T-H E-T-T. A-T-H E-T-T.
I like that.
Athet. And without missing a beat, the taller male curator says, I'm High Curator Lesage. And Lesage is L-E-Z-Z-A-K.
Ooh,
EKK.
double Z. Oh my
Wait,
God.
wait,
Double
what
letters?
was it?
Easy.
Two double letters? Wow.
Lezek. High Curator Lezek.
Love.
That may be one of my favorite names.
Yeah, that's
like in a
incredible.
while.
Incredible.
Well, anything's good after Kurtananta Lamuloth Padron. Kurtananta Lamuloth Padrin did, right? It's good after that.
And Jickle Gurkle.
And Jickle Gurkle, yeah, true. I like Jickle Gurkle better, but here we are. Hi, I'm the other High Curator. My name.
My name's Jickle and my name's Grickle.
Hi, I'm Jickle. That's Grickle. Oh my goodness, how was that not what I did? I fumbled the ball. Oh, wow. The inspiration for the DM. So, Curator Athet resumes, and she says, "What is it each of you all asked, if we may inquire?" I mean, you can give them the vagaries.
Yeah. Well, Thoras opened the book for me. And I basically inquired about the old song, and what it has to do with my mother and myself.
There are nods in recognition.
And it was, not to get too into it, but interestingly enough, what was on the pages, in a way, from me playing it, showed itself to everyone there.
Mm-hmm.
There are more nods. We have not experienced this text, but we have heard tell of its function. Thank you, Rowena. You've provided us with much context. To be clear, we are aware who each of you all are. We have much into which we gaze, and current events are our focus, less than those of other eyes in the world. We believe that you know the Manibus. We are allies to theirs.
Ro gets
our
a smile
focus
on her face.
being more typically retrospective, theirs more current. But given current circumstances, we are given to research your origins, your histories, your bloodlines. Yours not being the least of which into which we have gazed. This is telling. Thank you. And you, other players who can't be represented here at the table. Well, then, and then everybody tells about their other visions, because I'm not going to sit here and have 4 conversations with myself. That's so self-aggrandizing.
Is there a break now?
Then there's a break.
Okay, Gretta says, earlier, 10 minutes ago when you were talking to Ro, you mentioned, what are the current events what current events brought y'all to follow us?
Curator Athet responds. She says, you are, it is pressed upon you how much the curators are all here, and they must have some sort of voice at the table. But this very much seems like the dominion of the High Curators at the moment. Almost as if there's a pressing air to this, and they're defaulting to a structure right now. Also, I don't have those NPCs ready. So, High Curator Athet responds, and she says, "We are aware that you all are aware. Keenly poised and focused on the problem of the Bloodied One. Our role is in the intersection of the past and future, how it makes the present a deep belief that wisdom endures where all else pales and falls. We believe that in understanding the world around us as it has been, and attempting to understand how it will be, this is the service we provide to all the world. The Manibus made our allyship long ago, centuries and centuries, to their last generation and that before. We provide them with insights. We study what they bring us sometimes. If they have a particularly pressing issue, we will review in detail the evidence they bring and synthesize conclusions for them. Many times they bring partial information, for which we have a much grander puzzle. And even in some cases, when they have items they fear may not be well held other places, they bring them to us as a repository for them. We are their research allies, you could say. And importantly, though we have inquirers who have spread out all around the world, you have met one more than a year ago. Inquirer nets, and your minds are pushed back all the way to the Blood Bowl, to the monk Bazz fought. And she says, we have inquirers whose positions are to search in the world, to go out and study and learn. Many of our greatest insights in the last age have come from our symbiotic relationship with the Manibus.
I see. Greta's thinking.
Sure. There, you get the feeling this is a space with a lot of room for pauses.
Yeah.
High Curator Lizette. Oh,
No, go ahead.
High Curator Lizette adds, and he says, "You have been very forthright with us. We desire to be so with you, and we also understand, given the context of your current journey, that this may not be the time you have come to join us. If this is a day for you in the future, we would be glad to have you. We are challenged to understand the symbol upon your neck in a degree other than your eventual integration, but time is filled with things that we did not foresee. At the very least, we assume to be allies to you, individuals who might help, regardless of whatever induction you eventually occupy among this student body, in the very least of which you have certainly given us far more than we ever expected from you." And he looks to the book in front of him, not the least of which the information you bear. And if nothing else, a bit of hope. We have resources to offer you, not answers to all questions, and importantly, the information we bring often takes time. But if there is information to which we may inquire as you search your endeavors, we may certainly attempt to do so. We also have certain resources available to curators of our order, which may be of some use to you. Are there any pressing questions which you need badly answered at this time?
Greta nods her head, and she's normally, I think, very squirmy, or at least like her party members know that she's normally quite fidgety, but when she's thinking like this, she's like so still. But so she sits still. And she says, in a world where wisdom prevails above all else, what do you see if the Bloodied One succeeds? Does wisdom just... She stops there. She doesn't start.
Back and forth. Thet makes eye contact with Lizek, and she seems to defer to him somewhat. You get the feeling they probably have different realms of expertise here, and they rely on each other's expertise quite a bit. He seems to receive the deference, and he responds, "The age into which Sorgrim the Mortal was born and lived was different than ours. The division is more complex than this, but at the very simplest, that we can tell and measure, Yolabrin has known 7 key ages. In its beginning, there was the Great Arrival, the movement and diaspora of all peoples to this world. Not long after, there was the Epoch of Nations, as we have dubbed it, the period in which peoples, nationalities, and politic condensed, solidified in our time. The great magics abundant in the world gave rise to a vast period of time we refer to as the Age of Magocracies, in which magic, peoplehood, and sociocultural identity melded into complex and variable forms. There was rise and there was fall in this time. It is perhaps the longest age in Yolabrin's history, but it gave way to the Platinum Age. It was at the end of this mighty, magnanimous, grand era that the then Unbloodied One was born. He was not some penultimate figure, but a figure in a world of roiling success and ruin, where mortals lived beyond the means that any mortal should expect to know. They were nations capable of traversing the world in instants, shaping everything around them. It was the world as we know it now. Nothing new underneath the Yolabrinian sun, and yet much new, much different. It was a world pulled to its seams, where the ambitions of an individual could shape all, and there were many individuals of such sorts, where the conflicts between individual nations had scale for catastrophic consequence. So much power was available to so many. It was a challenging era. There were wonders from that age, so beautiful and useful, they're hard to comprehend. And there was fallout, ruinous and frightening. The Platinum Age was not the result of one conflict. Its downfall was not the crystallization of one issue. It was an age fraught with political fracture, sociological disagreement,
complex philosophical fractal. And its implosion drove many to a ferocious fear. I do not pretend to fully comprehend the mind that bore it, but the then unbloodied one was ambitious. And in an age where religion was either entirely rejected or penultimately elevated, he found a key side. He rejected institutions and powers. He blamed those who could have made to a world which came to such circumstance. It was not a clear path. It was not a march to an inevitable throne. It was a series of dark and confusing conflicts which threw themselves against one another. And in the splintered pieces, the increasingly hated one grew and grew, in power, but in perspective, in experience. He was not the one who dominated conflicts. For the vast majority of the violence of that age, this is not the Platinum Age, that is to say. This is the age which followed it, the briefest of all of Yaldabaoth's eras. Today, it is referred to by those educated scholars as the Hateful. By those better educated still, only a handful of Yaldabaoth. It's known as the Sky Fires. We have found even older texts, many from that day and age, found in the somewhat surviving land of Choskanen as the Reign of Blood. It was a century-long span. Really, depending on your consideration, multiple centuries, but condensing, not getting too lost in the details. It was a time when all the world turned in on itself, when the highest ages ever to arrive from mortal hands cannibalized themselves in the desperate desire to survive. The one we know now as the Hate King. He was the one who picked up the pieces, the one who found the confused and frightened, who we must assume are in a similar mind space as him, who pulled them together, who made a creed, an apocalyptic, ruinous, deep conviction that this world could not be repeated, that it had to be upturned and made better, pulled from the hands of those who made it, and given the opportunity to grow all over. Many rallied to his cause. Had the world not fallen apart as it had so, he would have been one violent voice in an age. But he came at the right time. The being he left, according to the texts we have labored and toiled to recover, to piece together, contextualize, translate. The being he came out as was not even the perspectives with which he went in. This time transformed and shaped him as much as he shaped it. And when he came out, he had a vision of something far grander, of slaughtering every founder of reality till he was able to rewrite it as one with the circumstances which gave way to the destruction he and our ancestors knew would never have existed. This is his goal. To right what he perceives the wrongs of that age by whatever means necessary. He would say necessary. Dang it. By whatever means necessary. After the sky fires, the hateful, whatever moniker you choose, came the 6th age of Yaldabaoth, the Shade Ages. Zorun laid a death upon the world, incomplete, but sufficient to elevate him beyond mortality, to the zenith of mortality, to deism, but not sufficient to elevate him to the power he wanted to seek, to overthrow reality. For that purpose, he has been violently slaving for the thousands of years since. The Shade Ages were a dark time in Yullibrun, a long age, a few thousand years long, and our few surviving ancestors struggled to survive in a world they could no longer control. Dark powers entered Yullibrun, and our ancestors fought against them. They were a dark age, and the world as we know it crawled out of it. The birth, as we call it in our time scale, is derived from what many believe the beginning of our common world. The educated among the lay folk believe that our modern Yullibrun began 3,500 years ago. And it did. This was the birth they refer to, but by our most conservative calculations, the Yullibrun which existed before was there for 10,000 years. This world saw a great end, and our ancestors fought bitterly to try and make our current world out of it. We believe that should the Hate King succeed, should he come here, he will find a destruction more consummate than his last, that none shall survive. He believes all must be destroyed, for any to be made new. The working theory among ourselves in your manibus, something of which they may have likely already informed you, is that he means to come back to drink what is left of the deep magic in this world. He has already slain other gods, already slaughtered other supernatural beings, but he means to elevate himself to a strength by which he may pick the pantheon apart and stand unrivaled, sufficient to remake reality as he would see it morally and justly fit. This is the sight we see. I forgot to say the current 7th age is the age of rebirth.
Gretta nods. If he succeeds, what do you see for... She stops. If you're allies with the Manibus and offering yourselves as allies to us, I think I'm correct in trusting that part of your goal is to prevent him from doing so.
Our curator, Thet, responds and she says, "The world where he gets what he wants is a world where none of us exist. Even the knowing mistress is prey before his open maw. If we like to think ourselves observers readers of history, there will be nothing left to read. Nothing left to know.
And no one to read it.
A perfect revision. We have at our disposal here some tools of service. The text which you would consult would take months. You could be studying here for years, and from what we see of you, this would likely be a pleasure. Something many curators feel. But we also understand you do not have that time. If it is of use, we have here a space which we call the Ocuveritas.
And that, for the note-taking nerds, is OCU VER ITAS. OCU VER ITAS. The Ocuveritas. She says,
it is a powerful lens. We have crafted at great labor. Through it, we can see many things. Across distance. Across time. Across realms. It is a powerful tool, and a dangerous one. Control over it is difficult. Typically, only high curators have access, and we use it very sparingly. Our order has learned through generations that one can have much confidence they understand what they are doing with the tool, and they can fail to use it. Its proper use requires not only wisdom, but context. It has been used to observe many insights, which were badly misunderstood in their time. It is entirely acceptable if you do not find it a fitting use at this time. But if it would serve you, and no disrespect to your excellent party, but you alone, curator, by the vote of confidence of Ioun.
and her eyes look again to the symbol on your chest, the gold four-eyed symbol in your chest.
We would permit you to look into it and inquire of it, a sight to witness. If you find it would be useful in your essential role of protecting all the world.
Gretta nods.
If the players would like a moment, not too long of a moment, we don't go forever, but if the players want a moment to talk about that above table, they can absolutely have one.
Okay. I don't know. What should I look at? What are the questions that we need to ask? Do you think that Shista's gonna be our next big fight?
Maybe.
I don't know what information would help us.
Yeah. Anything on Shista or how Zorgrim did it the first time? If it's a lens across time and realm.
Yeah.
Or where
How would
he's
that help us?
or where he's at now. Determine us how much time we have. Because he's not to Yalabrin yet. But he's getting closer and closer from the way the Manibus last time we talked to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Shista's the one doing the raisin of the bones and bringing them to Zorgrim, basically.
That's true.
So I mean, she would be the one to go after before him.
Right, and I really don't.
Getting her would slow him down maybe a bit. Because she's
It would at
raising
least
the
slow the skeleton.
army. Yeah, it would slow down the army.
Yeah. I just don't know what to look at that would give us.
Strategize a moment longer. The DM is getting ice cream.
Oh, I really want some. Oh.
I mean, I guess try to find where she is.
You
Because
think
we don't know
location?
where we don't know exactly where she is. She's popped up in like Rose's dream and in someone else's dream,
yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see we don't know where she is. If we knew where she is, that would be a big help.
Okay.
Or how
You
much
think it can see into the future?
I don't know. It says across time, realms, distance.
There are very likely important things you could attempt to observe or learn about Shista. You do know the Manibus does know where she is. They have talked about her tower
Oh, okay. Thank you.
at a given
Thank
location.
Yeah,
you
can
for
it
that.
see into the?
You what?
Can it look into the future?
Do you ask?
Yeah.
Athet responds, and the High Curator says,
It can see forward, but these observations, more than all, are those with which you must be most careful. The future we have found is variable. A path. Your question is as much the vision as certainty of time, and these predictions, more than any other, we have misunderstood, to the point that, almost as policy, we have ceased to ask them. Though, much of who and what you are is a departure from our standards.
It's
He nods.
It's like Doctor Strange. It's like there's a million different
Yeah.
versions of how it could go, so it wouldn't probably be the most helpful, and it would be
hey, who knows?
tragic. Yeah.
Who knows?
These guys are kind of like Doctor Strange, and they're those people with this stuff. They got the same vibes. I mean,
Ultimately, you just got to make a call and pull the trigger. It's not the end of the world in any direction.
No, I can't. I'm having trouble thinking.
I'm, in a weird way, very happy Landon's not here for this one. Only because he would have an immediate answer. And everyone would do it. And it's kind of fun to see everyone else have to figure this out.
What if we looked at where Zorgrim would emerge?
that might be good to know. That's kind of interesting.
Well, but that's also in the future, so it is like more shady, but
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
it might have less variables, because if he has a plan of where he wants
it's
to
true.
be, where he wants to go,
Yeah.
then, I mean, there's not much that could stop him from where he's,
Yeah.
like if a plane's gonna land, they're gonna land on the runway. So,
You mean
you
ice
know.
cream with a fork, Zachary?
You what?
Are you eating ice cream with a fork?
Yes.
Also, I
No.
think that like something is better than nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it would give us good insight. into
That's good,
something.
Yeah.
Ro kind of hesitantly speaks up and says, have you all looked into it to see Zorgrim or the outcomes?
We are not the first to use this device. We did not make it. We have learned a great deal from our predecessors. We use it quite sparingly, quite carefully.
Understood.
We have inquired of the Bloodied One through it, but our inquiries were pointed, specific. Most of our age have been backward-facing, but that is much our ethos of approach for it, to learn more of the past for the future. That is not to say that you could not learn something, current or forward, simply that it is less of what we have spent our time doing. But we also live between the annals of history. You all live very much on the cutting edge of the moment. Different perspectives. Just remember, into whatever you look, be careful. It is a lens, not a closed door.
I would say, Abby, this is above
Yes.
you. Like,
Yeah.
maybe where he is now and that would mean he's going to, or where he's emerging. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I think it's yeah.
I do think he can look back at us is the thing,
Yeah.
which is
Scary.
scary. I don't want to die. Okay.
True. So if we do see where he's emerging, he might change if he spies you back.
You know what I'm really curious about?
What?
I'm really curious to know what sparked all of this. And I know it was like a nebulous journey that happened. But he keeps, like, I want to know what his compass is. Because he keeps talking about wanting to, like, rewrite everything in his moral and just sense. But, like, I don't know what that, you know?
Hey,
Okay.
if you want to do that, I support you.
I think I'm going to be brave.
Women supporting women.
Women supporting women. Women's rights and wrong.
I support your rights and your wrongs.
I think I'm going to make a wrong. I'm going to...
DM, I cast wrong at the 6th level.
Okay. Okay. I've made my decision.
Greta, would it be helpful if you wore the amulet yourself?
Oh, yes.
I mean,
Could
I'm
I?
sure this place is, and she looks up and looks back at the force field, is highly protected from divination, but any extra layer
chimes in and says,
We have done our best to ward this place as much as it can be.
Understood.
Greta turns to the council and she says, thank you for your help. I would like to look.
just so many exchanged glances between the curators. And the high curators look to each other, and they nod, and Lezek says,
In whom the knowing mistress has faith, so we too have faith. And in whom the knowing mistress has faith, that should have faith in you, so we too place our faith.
he steps backward from his chair and just stands up. Do you want an inside check on that one, Greta? Yeah, Abby, you look so confused. I'm sorry. Do you want to make an inside check?
Can I also?
Or do you want it to remain poetic? Do you feel like you understood?
I did not. Maybe if you said it again. I got a 22.
Greta, make an inside check. And Ro, this can actually be a religion check for you.
Okay,
You understood that relationship correctly.
Can you just say it again? But I also got a 22.
Which is it? Which is it?
I got a 26.
Okay,
Religion.
can you say it again?
Okay, that was Minxie, because you know I'm going to say it too. Okay. Yes, he said, oh shoot, do I remember? He said,
Oh no! Playback. We need playback.
Oh
in
Oh,
whom
no.
Ayun has faith, we have faith. And in whom the mistress has faith. No. And in whom the mistress has faith. In whose faith the mistress has faith, we have faith. Basically, I said it real. See, this is the problem. This is the
They
problem,
don't
man.
know.
I
that
said it.
We know
I said it.
that they
Super
know.
poetic and beautiful the first time, and then you're like, do it twice, DM. And now I can't. So you know what? That never happened. Retcon. I just said it cool the first time, and I'm just gonna explain it to Jackie since she got the right role. Basically, what he was saying the first time is, who Ayun has faith in, so we shall have faith. And so he was saying, Ayun has chosen you, we shall trust you. And then he said, in whom Ayun has faith, in whom they have faith, we have faith also. So he said, if the maker is practically Ayun's deity, if the maker has faith in you, so we shall have faith in you all the more. So basically he was like, Ayun trusts you, the maker trusts you. There's so much about this that is outside of our order and way, but
There's
we
so
will
much trust
that.
going on.
What was that?
Okay.
Okay.
That was, I pooped. So there are scooted chairs, and then they stand up and they walk out of the room. As you
They all
walk up to the barrier, as you all pass through the barrier,
I'm getting sleep. I'm getting
What?
I'm getting sleep. I can make it. Just my brain
as
is
you guys-
the reason I'm
it's
thinking so long. Is
clear. It's clear. So as you guys pass out of the room and into that common space in the middle, that central nexus. Oh, I dropped that. That central nexus. They.
Are you setting up a battle map?
Abby. I try not to be a sassy DM. My dude. Duh, I'm not. What? Girl, it's 12.
I'm gonna have to fight
got, like-
Storm all by
We got li-
myself.
Okay, all right. I'm done with this nonsense. I'm
Girl,
gonna
we
keep
are
on
at the
DMing.
bottom of the 9th with only 2 players on the field.
What does that mean?
It
You
means
can't have
he's
a
not.
split with 2
It
players.
means
Okay,
exactly. It
and
means
now?
he's not setting up a battle map.
And now, I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
keep
get it.
DMing. Yeah? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow is all I can say to that one.
Yeah. Yaskoi.
Get it out of your system. Get it out of your system. I got time. I got
I'm gonna
a
talk
whole
to
year
the
teaching. Let's do
I do
this.
have a question real quick.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, what's up? I'm not doing anything.
He's busy
I'm not in
setting
the
up
middle
a
of anything.
Isn't Greta's spyglass like a tiny little baby lens? Knuckles. Because it
That's
sees
what you
into
want to spend your question on?
Yes,
That's
you
what
see,
spend your question on.
it's seasoned. I'm not asking them. This is Jackie asking, not Ro.
I know.
He
You
knows.
want to keep going?
You see through it. You can't choose what you see, but you see through it.
It is a telescope, and it can see places. In that way, it is similar.
Okay.
That was good. Moving back.
I do it for the listeners. They were wondering.
Listeners, didn't that feel like it was for you? So, didn't that feel like it was for you? Man, you know how Kuzco got thrown off his groove? Do you know that?
What?
I said, you know how Kuzco got thrown off his groove? That's what that was like.
Poison for Cusco. Cusco's
Poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. Oh, spinach puffs. So, before I lose you all completely,
No loss.
I'm fine.
you're led into that central room. And I don't even have a music exactly. I need to find music that's just like kind of neutral. And I haven't exactly found it yet. I mean, I can't get too upset with you. I hit you with Jickle Grickle earlier. This is only fair. So, guys, they're crying. The central chamber. And as I'm just going to keep going. And if you guys are there for it or not, that's fine. As you all are led into that main space, the many acolytes of the students of Ioun are, dang it, Effie, are the face you're making. You look like you just got tased. They are doing their best not to make a crowd, not to gather together and gawk, and you get the feeling that respecting these council meetings is somewhat is a central value for them. But as they watch on, you watch as many of the hundreds of individuals passing through the space can't help but do everything a little more slowly, a little more cautiously, kind of glancing to you as they watch you be led from one of the most important and private rooms in this institution to the other.
Ooh.
And you just cross 40 or 50 feet the other way to that other unbarred, unmarked arch. And as you get close to this one, you can see the lining glyphs all the way across the door. Very complex and intricate. They look abjurative. And as you pass through them, nothing changes. But again, that symbol on your chest vibrates a little and you feel it like permit you somehow invisibly. And I need a tension song right now for like, ooh, what will they do? But all my tension songs are way too dark. They're all like
Too battly.
and it's just like it's not necessarily that negative. But you all move into another room. And this room is about 50 concentric circles carved into the floor. It is a dome again, but the stone in here is perfectly smooth. And the pattern designs of the circles in like gyroscopic overlaying patterns continue up onto the ceiling. It's like a teleportation circle stretched out and multiplied by an order of magnitude, then gyroscopically rotated and placed onto the ceiling in terms of the precious mineral inlaid circles moving by each other, the jewel inlay between them, and the symbols all around. All the symbols here are monochromatic. They're all like blacks and pales and silver, a lot of like moonstone and mother of pearl and silver and platinum and onyx. And it makes you feel like you're sitting down in a starscape of, like you're gazing into the night, like you're sitting in the night sky made out of abstract reliefs and precious minerals, all of it captured in glyph work and circular binding. And all of it is divinatory, except for the borders of it, which are all abjurational. And you can put together immediately that this is like a focusing space for like an amplifying room for magic on a ridiculous scale. And in the middle of the room is just a glass orb, lightly rotating. Just a regular scrying orb floating in the middle of the room. The high curators step in with you, and when your party goes to follow you, everyone is barred at the door. And high curator Athet turns around and says, "There is no desire to refute you, but if you are not chosen by Yayun," and she holds up her symbol, "you cannot pass." She lays it down. They turn to you, Greta, and they say, "You alone will be in here. We cannot endure the magics if we are not the ones casting the spell. It is too great on the human mind and body." So she turns to Lezek, and he steps forward, and he raises a hand and mutters, and his symbol flashes, and he places, he's going to use Enhance Ability on you.
Oh, cool. I love Enhance Ability.
Advantage on, basically he consults with you. What do you want advantage on, Abby?
Let me check what ability.
I mean, it's your abilities.
So I have
Dex,
a question.
Con, Wisdom, Intelligence, Charisma.
While she looks at that, so we saw it like through the doorway. We just can't pass through. So what you described, we could see. Like
You all can see straight up.
Okay, I was just trying to know if Ro has that memory of what it looked like the little globe and all. Okay,
Sees it clearly.
gotcha.
I mean, the smartest thing to do is wisdom, right? I'm gonna have to do wisdom saving.
You are granted advantage on wisdom checks.
Is that? Yeah,
He also guides you.
Okay.
Okay. He also guides you. So he is concentrating on enhance ability for you, and you are also guided. Yes.
Ro looks at her and looks at Zet and said, may I?
If you have something to offer, do so.
And she plays just a little bit of the song that she played the very first time that they saw Dolgoth, and she healed Greta, and gives her bardic inspiration.
Wait, what song? What did you say that was?
I think it was by The Cure song.
Love Song by The Cure. Yeah.
Love song. Yeah.
And so you now have a D10
You have a D4 and a
bardic
D10, and you have advantage. And they when Lezek guides you, he just puts his hand on your shoulder and he looks you in the eyes for a moment. And he says,
"Good luck, and let wisdom prevail."
And the two high curators step back out of the room, and the population of this temple city is trying so hard not to look, but a small crowd is kind of gathering at a distance, dispersed, not like just like the room is kind of stopping and individuals are coming. The room is like, there are like 200 or 300 people scattered around the space looking. This complex must go on for quite some distance in other directions. It must go down layers. There's thousands of people who live here. And Greta, as you sit down in the center of that chamber, what do you do? What do you say? I mean, you're casting scry, but
Yeah.
tell me what you are scrying. And you understand that scry is more than who can I look at, that you can amplify it to quite something. You can amplify it to past, to future, to distance, like we've talked about. So, as you pick up the scry orb, what does your spell casting look like? And upon what do you attempt to look?
I think that does she hold the orb?
Greta, you sit down on the cool floor. It's just stone and metal, but you feel exposed. You're just in a 30-foot diameter room, 40 maybe, but you feel like you're in a far larger space somewhere deep inside. And as you pick the orb up, it just kind of rests in your hands. Feels weirdly like holding the far seat again. I mean, obviously not the same thing, but strangely like it. And as you pull the orb toward you, you can feel, you haven't even cast it, and you can feel the room like amplifying even the latent magics inside of you and those resting on you right now.
Okay. I think that she's just gonna like close her eyes, the orb. And I think that she's gonna like whisper. She's gonna say, where and how and when is the bloodied one going to enter this world? Or she says is going to enter Yellowbird. And she asks the question, and then she opens her eyes, and I think just like it's not her normal color of magic. It's like a dark, like black smoke just starts flowing out of her eyes, and like flows over her hands, and like it looks like it's like getting into the orb, but it just like keeps coming, and eventually to the onlookers there's just like a big like swirling cloud of black surrounding her.
Oh. So you all, from the back perspective, Gretta's sitting kind of like perpendicular to you, just facing a wall. And she takes the orb, you all see her mutter. And then you watch, what Gretta cannot see is that this little symbol of like an eye just sort of like flashes across her forehead. This green illusory eye just appears and disappears. And then this dark smoke begins softly pouring out from her sleeves. And then gushing out from her collar. And then billowing out from her cloak. And she seems so calm and still. And it's not like a wind, but her hair is like moving slightly with it. And as this dark gas starts to fill up the chamber, you watch her just rise up off the floor. Her legs begin to like fall beneath her. She rises into the air in the middle. And you all watch her hands leave the orb and just kind of like float around it as the orb just lifts and rotates in the air. And her head raises up, and when her eyes open, they're just a black void with silver dots of starscape inside them. Gretta.
Yes.
You asked where and how and when. What were the exact words? Where and how and when?
Will the bloodied one enter Yellowbird?
Where and how and when? Let me write this down. Where and how and when. Man, do we ever go out on a bang with these second sessions? Enter. Yellowbird. Are you just knitting through it, Abby?
Yeah, I really am.
Great, as you float up in the air. You see a river. You see a dark, slowly moving river. A harsh, blackish red at its center, moving to a bright crimson at its edges. It's flowing forward. It flows and it meanders slowly until it constricts into a vein. A vein inside of the arm of a person wrapped in dark cloaks. And above that vein of blood flowing in their arm, you could see on their wrist strapped a gauntlet with metal discs on it, a large gemstone in its center, filled with dark red. The individual has panic and violence in their eyes. And they dart through the alleys
of an immense city. You can see very little of it. You're cramped tightly on their perspective. But from what little vantage you have, just the shadows these buildings are casting feel far larger than any you have ever seen. Something that makes Port Esplandissant look diminutive somehow. This individual darts very suddenly out to a clearing before looking forward, raising a hand, pulling symbols and saying something quickly and just disappearing in smoke, and then appearing more centrally in the middle of a vast square. A square teeming with people, filled. As many individuals turn and look at this one, robed in some vestiges that don't look too alien, but others you don't recognize at all. An incredibly diverse population crammed together. Many look at them. Fear spreads across faces as individuals immediately start rushing and pushing away from him in the center. At the far reaches, the peripheries of what you can see, you see other individuals turn with fear and recognition on their face and start trying to push through the sea of people toward this individual. And as space clears around them, wherever they are in the world, you watch them reach up to the device on their wrist, raise a hand, begin muttering an incredibly complex incantation. You watch the cloaks burn away from their right arm in dark fire as the veins underneath their skin burn the flesh above it until they start rising up through their skin, bleeding all over it. You watch them hate and hiss powerful magics before the device on their wrist brightens and there is one sudden flash of light. You feel a deep pain in your chest as you watch it. As if feeling a vibration from far away, or feeling something break. And as you blink the eyes of your vision from the flash, you look for miles in the air, down at a crater, so large in every direction you can't see its edges. A crater that could fill part of an entire continent. And with that break, you feel a river of blood continue to flow. You feel it fill like a lake, like an ocean. You can feel its weight around you. And you feel breath, hot breath on your neck. Your vision shifts. You look at a forest, a thick jungle, massive and beautiful and teeming. In its center, a rectangular city, massive stone walls, complex, towering structures within it, like Mayan or Incan architecture, lifted into incredible grandeur. Around its edges, thousands of creatures of war, reptilian mostly in their makeup. In their center, in the center of the very city, there stands a great ziggurat upon a high raised pyramid. Individuals, flashes of them, smears, battle violently as a storm builds overhead. You see flashes of gold, burning fire, lightning, hatred. You feel close to some of the figures. You recognize for a moment Janice. You watch them almost fall as they strike down their foes. But around them the storm only builds. Until from an vantage you see high above, you watch a nexus of incomprehensible energy draw and build until it strikes down. And annihilates everything below it, leaving behind a great crater in the earth, one sufficient to take up part of an entire landmass. As this part of your vision resolves, you see a thin white veil. It's like your vision is clarifying now, as if seeing backward. With the first crater, you saw a sharp point, like bloodstone. Poke up, lift up the veil until piercing through it and tearing part of it. With the second destruction, you see a sharp point raise up through the veil, stretching it and piercing it until cutting through it. This one, like bone. Excuse me, like obsidian. I got that totally wrong. Next, you see another sharp point piercing up through the veil, pushing on it until cutting through it. This like the tipped point of something iron, a blade. Finally, okay, so it went blood, obsidian, iron. Finally, you see a last tipped point. Pierce through the veil. This a finger of bone. You see that bony arm connect down to a shadowy skeletal figure. One you feel deep inside as though you recognize. You say the veil. It lays over the sky. As it tears, you feel a darkness rise behind it. Gretta, I need you to make me an ability check with your spellcasting modifier to protect yourself from the two-way nature of a lens. I need you to will magics to occlude one side of that lens.
Okay. Can I use guidance on ability check?
You can.
Is this a saving throw?
No.
Okay.
But you could use bardic inspiration and guidance on this if you so choose, or you could save either.
Well, and I have advantage, right?
And you have advantage on wisdom. You're a cleric. You have advantage on this as well. You have advantage, a D10 and a D4, if you choose to use both the D10 and the D4 here.
Ooh. Okay. I'm doing math.
Oh, I know that pause anywhere.
I'm gonna use the D4. Okay. That's a 15.
Okay. I need to look something up real fast.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves momentarily. Just have to look up some stats real quick. Jackie, you're unmuted. This is the way.
I was just asking if she used her guidance. And
I did
bardic
use my guidance.
inspiration, or just guidance.
I didn't use the bardic inspiration because I thought I might need to save it for
That's what I
something
thought.
else.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Curious.
As you peer through this wound and this strange veil laying over the sky. You feel your vision drawn into this point. It consumes you. The ideas of what it could mean, the questions of what it could be. And as all of you watch Gretta from outside the chamber, you watch her hands slip away from the orb in front of her. She's still floating. The orb's still elevated in front of her, rotating, but she's just, her arms slack, her head facing toward the orb now. Fascinated, but her hands no longer guarding it at either side. Within your vision, Gretta, as you ponder and you question and you try to peer further, more detail, more answers, your shield lowers. And suddenly, your attention becomes slightly diverted to the heat on the back of your neck, to the closeness of something. And you hear and Gretta, from beyond your vantage, above this veil, floating in this ethereal scape, you become aware of a nearness, something behind you, far, but getting closer. Something far out in that dark sky beyond your realm, but not too far. Everything in your body stands up as you feel it behind you, looking at you, moving toward you. What do?
I try to turn around and look at it. Oh.
Give me a charisma saving throw.
It's a 19.
Gretta, you will yourself to turn away from the veil you observe and to look back into that dark night sky. From outside of the chamber where you all watch in, you watch Gretta looking at the orb. You watch her lower her hands, you watch her head raise. And Gretta looks over her shoulder, her eyes still filled with night sky, floating in the chamber. It's dark, shadowy gas all around, so you're just barely peering through it, barely seeing some sort of an abstract representation of Gretta within. But you watch her floating in the chamber, look away from the orb. From outside, the high curators look at each other concerned. The other curators at them. The high curators begin discussing something. You can see them readying some sorts of magic. The Zek just turns to you all and says, "We are determining what to do, but something is certainly wrong." Gretta, where you are in the chamber, as she turns around, and the floating Gretta just turns and looks up into the ceiling and a wall. Gretta, you turn around and you look at the darkness. And as you look into the shadow, you see nothing but shadow and stars in front of it, until you watch the shadow move, so that different stars are darkened, and other stars from behind, shown by the lack of its covering them. And you see a vast dark shape. With a 19, you become aware that whatever it is larger than your comprehension and close, and you try to look away, but you find yourself frozen before it. A voice comes and says, "Hello."
She doesn't say anything.
The shadow is so far away, but as it eats up more of the stars in your vision, you feel like it's growing closer.
That was a decision. I will devour your goddess. I will bathe you in the fruits of your world. I am the dark night sky. Don't wait long. You will know me.
Sorry. And as the last growl comes, Greta, you feel heat all over your chest. Where you all see Greta floating in the chamber. Blood begins to well at the edges of her eyes and pour down her face. And you watch as her face looks up at the ceiling and her chin lifts just a little bit too high. The High Curators begin raising spellcraft in their hand and trying to dispel the door in front of them. They're going to make a spellcasting check.
Whoa.
Can I bardically inspire them?
Can you do that after a check?
As long as I don't know what the number is.
You may.
Is it 2 of them?
Yes.
I inspire both of them.
I'll roll the other one now.
Okay.
Oh, well. Okay, I'm going to add on those d10s. I love when Landon's not here. Oh, okay. One definitely did not make it. Arthet raises a hand and speaks with power, and the door warbles slightly, but doesn't go anywhere. She's clearly not the castier of the two. She might be of the more martial focus of the temple. Lezek, holy crap, got really high, but not high enough. 29 was good. 29 was good. The door shakes and warbles, but doesn't go anywhere. Craig pulls out Star Splinter and starts against the door, but it's not budging. Bazz begins doing frantic, unpredictable things that are kind of clever and genius. And Greta floats in the chamber. Oh, yep. Yeah, Ro. If you got something.
I was gonna... I yelled to the 2 curators. Well, no, I just say... would this work? And she casts it. She just goes ahead and casts it. She casts Dimension Door to try to go on the other side of where she can see.
It's always this face.
Yeah, it's always...
Oh.
You DM for 7 years, you think you know what's coming. Well, first you have to try to get him. So expend the spell.
Yeah.
You certainly cast it. There is a furious strumming.
I cast it.
Okay, you gotta beat the DC of the chamber. Why don't you give me?
Yeah.
Check with your
looking
buddies,
Dimension Door to see what else, if there's anything else I need.
no key variables. It's
Okay.
just a check. You have to overcome. What level spell is Dimension Door?
It's a
Third?
it's a 4th spell.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll a d20. You're gonna add on your charisma modifier, and then you're gonna add on the level of this spell.
I'm actually casting it though. Can I cast it at a higher level?
Sure, but would you have done that before I mentioned it?
Yeah,
little metagame.
no, I had to cast it at a higher level. I didn't have any 4th spell slots left,
Okay,
so I was using my 5th level spell slot.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
So what am I doing? Say that again.
So that means you're going to add. What's your charisma modifier?
+5.
Okay, +5. You're gonna add a +10 onto whatever you roll. You're trying to beat the DC for passing through the objective barrier and joining Gretta in the chamber.
Okay.
I was like, I've got this time. No biggie. What a foolish DM.
Okay, that's just gonna be a 13 because I looked really bad.
Ro, as you strum your instrument, you start to disappear, and as you step forward, you just find yourself knocked backward by the barrier of the door, where one of the clerics catches you.
Gretta, where you float in that dark space, you feel something rake your mind. You feel something sharp like claws on the edge of your brain, just scraping the folds of your cerebral cortex, almost cutting the most valuable, delicate parts of your understanding and mind. And you feel an intent, a choice and a will born out of a consummate, holy hatred. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. Also, divine intervention has been expended this week. So a whole week has to pass before it can be reutilized.
I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration. And I can't guide myself, right? Correct?
Not on saving throws, and Uberty soup dupe,
correct.
not right now.
Can I try one more thing?
You should. You should.
Okay.
You should try everything you've
Okay,
got.
I didn't know if I was like allowed. Can I don't even know if this will work because of the barrier thing, obviously, but hold on, what does this say? Let me read this spell.
Wait a second.
Could I could I cast could I cast Deepest Speech at the 6th level to try and yell out? You're looking at me. I don't like how.
To yell out what, buddy?
Well, because
You don't have to cast any spells to yell.
like, I know, but it speaks to the heart of any creature with an audible. But if you cast it at 6th level, you can speak to all creatures on the plane of
Okay, and what are you trying to do with that?
I'm trying to yell out, leave her alone, and yell out Gretta's name to try to get her back to us.
Okay, cool.
And then yell out Gretta.
Okay.
that
Expend
maybe
your
she
spell
can
slot. Expend
hear
your spell
us.
slot.
Okay, I'm
You're gonna have to pick
expending
one
it.
of those two, buddy. You're gonna have to pick one of those things to yell.
I can't do both? Okay,
Okay, so expend the spell slot, and then
Yeah.
I need that d20 roll again.
oh wait.
So this is going to be plus 11. You got to overcome the barrier.
Wait.
28.
That will pass. Okay. So, Ro, as you build up a complex chord and just scream out with passion and power, you scream out. What is it you scream out?
I scream for Gretta. I scream out Gretta's name to get her out of what she's in. To get her to try to snap out of it, to wake up out of it.
Ro. As you scream out, Gretta, Gretta, Gretta. The door reverberates. And Greta on the other side, as all you hear is in your ears, you hear just very faintly, Greta, Greta. You are going to get a boon to this check equal to Ro's charisma modifier. So you get to add plus 5 onto whatever you get on this saving throw.
And I can use. I have my enhanced ability.
Yeah, you have advantage on wisdom saving throw, and you still have your bardic inspiration, right?
I rolled my. Okay. That is a 26.
Greta, you all just see as Greta floats, her neck starting to tighten, her head starting to twist, and blood starting to gush out of her mouth. You don't see how she could breathe through it. It's pouring out of her nose, out of her eyes, out of her ears, and as she starts to insinuate and elongate and stretch out into awkward angles, you watch one arm start to reach for the symbol on her chest. Bazz is casting spells at the door. Craig is furiously beating on it. Multiple clerics have started running out and trying to dispel the door. You watch as a little bit of blood pierces through her skin, flows out, wraps around her arm, and just pulls it back. As she did not beat the DC. And in this moment, I completely forgot that it just works. High Curator Lesage is going to grab his symbol, fall to his knees, his wings spread out, all of the feathers alight with white light, and as he looks up, his eyes open, and he just says, what is true in the light is true in the dark. And he just squeezes his symbol and he whispers, and the door in front of him shatters as he uses his divine intervention. At level 20, it just works.
Oh my God.
Bless.
And the door, if you did not have one of the most if you didn't have the most powerful archpriest in the world here with you, the door just shatters, and Greta, you feel sharp points begin to stroke your neck, and it's like teeth are touching your neck, and a jaw is opening around your neck, cutting it. You all watch where Greta is floating in the chamber. One side of her neck that's facing you is beginning to be cut in 4 different places across, deeply cut, like 4 knives stroking across. It starts to cut her face and her clavicle, like jaws are opening around her neck, not closing, but opening so sharp and with so much force they would cut her neck apart. And as they start to move across, and Greta, you start to feel the thin line connecting you to this life stretched thin. All of the sudden, all the mist just rushes out of the chamber, and Greta just to the floor. Greta, you took First of all, you fell 10 feet.
Wait, can I say that we tried to catch her? That we ran and tried to catch her?
Yeah, give me a DC 30 dex saving throw to cover. Well, actually, hold on. No, let's be more fair about this. What's your movement? 30?
Yeah.
Okay. She was 30 feet away from you. You are trying to cover your entire movement in the time before someone hits the ground. What's your dexterity modifier?
I don't want to say it's +1.
Okay. If you get a 21, you can catch her before she hits the ground.
If I get a 21.
That's a nat 20.
You don't know. It can happen.
I don't know. It can happen. It's happened before.
It's a 16.
Okay. This has big, I catch him before he hits the ground vibe. Okay, so Greta, you take 2 points of bludgeoning because you fell 10 feet down.
10 feet down.
Then you're going to take... well, hold on. Let's be fair about this. Let's be exact about this. What are the die I use for that? Okay. You're going to take... That was a good roll. You're going to take 17 points of slashing around your neck. That was almost as low as I could have possibly rolled. Wow, did that turn out well. And then you take the necrotic damage from all that. Very low. Very low. Girl, the rolls are in your favor. You are in the Temple of Iron. You take 32 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Almost as low as I could have rolled.
Wow.
And Greta, as you just hit the floor of the chamber, you are rushed by clerics. You receive an inordinate amount of healing. Immediately. So many cure wounds are you're just getting slapped with cure wounds. And you immediately move back to full hit points. But we'll come back to... Let's just do this. As you suddenly just like breathe hard and just throw up. Just all the blood that was pouring out of you. None of it your own. Just blow up blood on your chest. As you regain sight and see everyone around you rushed and concerned. High Curator Lesage still his wings still bright white light burning with energy, his eyes only coming back to realization, rescued from your vision, having learned what you learned as your eyes burst open. What is the one thing you say or do to end this session?
I think she just starts sobbing and puts her hands on person that she knows, like one of the party members or one
Sure.
of the
Rose first to you.
Yeah, and she just through sobs says I'm sorry, and just probably she, since it's Ro and she knows it's Ro, she probably just collapses into her.
I just grab her. I just grab onto her.
As you all hold each other there. That's where we'll end episode 135.
Oh.
Okay. Well.
I don't like being the only one that has to think of how to.
Wow, guys. Okay. Let me figure out how to quantify that XP real quick.
Glad you're alive.
Yeah.
You didn't die, and y'all learned some things. I mean,
and I wrote it down word for word.
Holy crap, Jackie, that's an essay.
That was upside down.
Y'all,
this was
y'all
just
very
that.
serious.
That was only your vision. This.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Well, you all learned some things. I mean, hey, big risk, big reward. You just got the whole plan in abstract, so
Yeah.
big swing. You guys gain 0.04 levels for 2 sessions.
Wow.
And Landon said we weren't gonna be able to figure out with that riddle.
Then Greta gains everybody gains 0.01 for Greta's very meaningful and beautiful role play in the first session. Abby, just hold on to that first session energy. Hold on to that. So for successfully ingraining yourself to the order, you gain 0.01 levels. And then for the sheer balls of the last 10-20 minutes of that session, you're going to gain another 0.02 levels because that was crazy. That was...
You know what they say about bravery?
What did they say about it?
Sometimes also stupidity.
It was fun.
That's
what are
gonna
y'all
put
at?
us at 12.84.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are really close to 13. Okay, well,
Crazy.
life's an incredible adventure, listeners. You're an important part of it. We'll pick up next time directly after that.
Oh.
Skibbity wobble dada.
That'll be crazy for Landon to come back in.